Many know about slavery, but few discuss paper genocide. We did not all come from Africa, and most of us have Aboriginal roots that were stripped away due to reclassification and miseducation. As a Native Black American and a member of the Muscogee Creek Nation, I understand the importance of tracing your lineage. If you want to learn how to trace your genealogy and apply for tribal citizenship, send an email to mike@keymediapro.com to schedule a consultation. Now, again, when you see documents like this, what you really need is this roll number, because then if I take this roll number 1017, I take this over to the Dawes roll and type 1017 in the roll number section, do some scrolling, and what do you know? Pleasant Tobler. He's listed on the Dawes roll as 2 years old, male, blood quantum is 1/2. There's his roll number again, and he's listed as a Creek by blood newborn. And just like in the video, the documentary film about the Black Seminoles, they were talking about land allotments. Well, you know what? In the American Indian Records database, I thought I saw something that said land allotments. Let's see what that is. Oklahoma and Indian Territory U.S. land allotment jackets for the 5 civilized tribes. Let's view this document. Look at this. 1905, Act of Congress approved, Pleasant Tobler. Let's see what this is about. Fred Tobler is his father. You are hereby advised that on January 4th, 1906, the Secretary of the Interior approved the enrollment of your minor child, Pleasant Tobler, as a citizen by blood of the Creek Nation, and that the name of said child appears upon the roll of newborn citizens of the Creek Nation as number 1017. The child is now entitled to an allotment. Weren't we talking about land allotments earlier? The child is now entitled to an allotment. An application, therefore, should be made without delay at the land office for the nation in which the prospective allotment is located. The entire allotment for said child must be selected at the time of the original application. And guys, unfortunately, we already know how the story goes. We already know how dire the story ends, because even though they had us sign up on Dawes rolls and they switched us from regional land ownership to privatized land allotments, they still tricked us out of our land allotments. I don't know if they did that specifically with my family, but they did that with a lot of Black Indians. Well, but let me see if there's any more documents here. Oh, look, this is showing the actual lot of land. Township 15, range number 12. Okay. So this is the actual land that is being allotted. Guys, this is how deep we can get with the paper trail. This is how deep we can get with the research. And this is why I provide those personalized genealogy consultations. But before we wrap up this stream and get on to the next one, we do have a live caller coming from the back to the front. Is Shinir. I'm not sure. I'm probably butchering the name. But let us know where you're calling in from and what's on your mind.
Hi, yes. I actually found you. I was actually on a live feed the other night. You were on Afridamas, and we were talking about Chinidu, and we were talking about Africa. Do you remember that?
I remember being on Adonis's panel. I don't necessarily remember interacting with you, but
So I found you just because I agreed with you, and I was on there after he took you off.
after I
And I
got
was
kicked off, yeah.
Yeah, and then I was on there and I said what I had to say, but I did agree with you and I made my point with him. So I tried my best, because then throughout that conversation, I heard that you were like a podcaster. So I had to do my little deep dive in to find you. So I found you, but I'm glad that you're talking on this because I have information to give.
Nice. Well, hey,
On
I'm
this
about to
topic.
wrap up. I'm about to wrap up the stream in like literally 60 seconds, but you can go ahead
Okay, I'll wrap it up real quick.
lay it on us
So,
real quick. Yep.
all right. So the knowledge that I do have is that I do have friends, and I have friends of friends from back in the day that can identify, and they are associated with the Aboriginal Indians that were Black in the United States. They come in so many different colors, from like red to having the curly hair to like really, really dark and having the curly hair. I've had friends of mine in school going back. I went down to the Indian Museum also a year ago in Bowling Green, Lower Manhattan, and I was able to see everything. this information was not given in our school books with
And
me
you
growing
also
up.
saw
They don't want you to remember this. You not no slave, you indigenous. Fuck how they painted them Indians. You went to war with the French and the British, man. Quite frankly, you was kings, Merovingians. They took the women and men, made them prisoners. Raised up the children to worship their images. Set up a lab to the genes and they mixed them. And this shit get way deeper than your pigment.